in between.
Yeah, space them out. I got you.
Yeah. So, okay, but Ryan, I forgot. Top 5. Since Joseph has his girls in tank in top 5.
Okay. Are we talking manga anime or are we just talking manga?
We could just do manga. Just do manga.
Okay, so just manga. In no particular order.
Okay, I respect it.
I'm gonna put One Punch Man up there.
I have to talk to you about that, but okay, keep going.
Okay.
It's in my top 5. I think it's in my top 10, so you're good on that.
Okay, cool. Let's see what else. I have to look at my Berserk. Okay, that's a no-brainer.
Okay. Not a bad list so far.
I want to put Attack on Titan there for sure.
You read the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get on me for collecting it.
I actually like the ending. What?
They get on me for collecting Attack on Titan.
For collecting it?
I'm talking about my chat because they always say it's mid, the ending's bad. I'm like, but guys, we gotta remember before that ending, it was basically peak fiction. It was up there. Flesh mechas,
Okay.
yes, Cass. I like that. I don't like actual robots. I want to see. I like to see fist to face. That's what I like to see. I don't want to see no robot clink clank. I don't want to see that. I want to hear a fist hit a face in GTA 2.
Dude, if you think about it, Attack on Titan is just flesh mechs.
It is, but I don't like robots. Well, I don't like robots fighting. I just think it's corny.
To be fair, I don't like any. There's not a lot of other like mech series that I like.
Okay, you have Berserk, One Punch Man, Attack on Titan. I'm liking the list so far. Thank you for coming through, Anime Cujo. I appreciate it.
It's hard to make a top 5. Okay, I got 2 more slots in the top 5, and it's hard to pick ones because there's so many good series.
Well, just put Dragon Ball Z and JoJo in there. You're good. You don't even have to think about it.
I don't think so. I will.
Wow.
Okay. JoJo doesn't even like. I've only read part 1, so it doesn't make the top 10 at all. Dragon Ball Z, I respect anybody who puts it in their list, but I don't have the nostalgia factor. I read it once, and I was very critical of it when I read it. I look fondly on it, but it's not even top 10.
I'm just telling you to put JoJo's in there right now because you're gonna experience peak fiction. You're like, dang, Sage was kind of right. Like, I'm glad I already got in my 5, so I ain't gotta move things around. That's why I'm telling you to put in your 5.
I believe you. When I read JoJo, and I mean, it's either you love JoJo or you hate it, right? And so far, I like JoJo. It's not that I don't dislike JoJo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking I'm going to love it, but I just got to get there.
I will say that part 3 is the breaking point for some people. I'll say that.
Okay,
point three is where you get that. Yeah, part 3 is where you get that. I love it. I hate it. Because I'm not gonna lie, you might go through something and you might be like, okay, I see what people are talking about now.
All right, well, I guess we'll see.
Oh yeah.
You know what's crazy though? Ryan likes it. He's only read part 1.
Well, part 1 is the best part after all.
See, this is the same guy that likes the tanks and girls, Ryan. You can't listen to him about Naruto. You will enjoy Naruto.
No.
Like, generally, people don't like part 1 because of how slow it is or whatever. But like, hey, Ryan likes part 1, so that's a plus.
I didn't think the slowness was an issue. I think it was just. I don't even remember what I said. I'm trying not to like eat my own words here. It was okay. It wasn't like I liked it enough. I wouldn't say it was like, yeah, that was good. You have to read JoJo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. I wasn't impressed.
Like, it was a pleasant read.
Yeah, I put down volume 1 and I was like, man, I can't wait to pick up volume 2. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'm just trying my best not to put any expectations in your head. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to say nothing. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to just stay silent and listen. Because I'm like, no, Ryan, this isn't it. I'm in the JoJo Crusade. I'm trying to do that right now. So
and you know, maybe once I get through the other parts, I'll look back on part 1 and be, you know, like humble beginnings, and I'll appreciate it a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know.
That's what I say.
Trust me, you will.
Well, we'll have to see. Let me read it, and then I'll let you all know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say nothing. All right, you got 2 other spots. You gotta just throw something that you know that's good. It ain't gotta be a cemented top 5. It ain't gotta be a cemented top 5.
Okay. Let me say Junji Ito. It's not a series. But let me just put. Can I do that?
works?
Can I just put an author? Yeah.
His works.
His
cool with
works,
that.
just in general.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I never read a single one.
I really like. It's like if you're going there for the story, you're not gonna have a good time. Did you ever read Goosebumps growing up?
Yes, a little bit, but I more so watched the show.
Okay, so Goosebumps was weird because it was like it never really had an ending, or it did, but it was like an ending that doesn't make you satisfied with it because it's trying to make you feel uneasy. And all of Junji Ito's works are like that. All of his books are like they try to make you as uncomfortable as possible. And his art style just complements that perfectly. And that's why I enjoy reading them, because he does such a good job of that. And it's just like he'll have a crazy idea and he'll make a manga out of it. That's why most of his stuff is like short stories. And if you go there for like, yeah, I'm here for the character development, no, there's like no Junji Ito characters that are like actually good. They all suck. They're all like copy pasted characters that are just there to experience whatever weirdness is there. So if you go there looking for like a good story, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you go there expecting like amazing artwork and just like an eerie feeling, that's what you're gonna get out of Junji Ito.
Okay, so I have a question. Do you watch horror movies in general?
Just recently, yeah.
Oh, we gotta talk about that. But is it kind of like a horror movie where it's like the characters just really ain't that? You're just waiting to see how they get offed, or is it like?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Kind of like that, I guess. It's not so much like a slasher film and like you're rooting for the bad guy or anything. It's more like you're kind of experiencing the story with the characters, whereas in a horror movie like a slasher film, you're experiencing the film with the killer. It feels like, if that makes sense. Like you're like, yeah, I can't wait for them to kill all these characters out, except for like the final girl or whatever. But with Junji Ito, it's kind of like sometimes there's not even like a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like there's bad people, but there's not like. So like in the first one I ever read, and it's probably his most iconic one, is Uzumaki. Uzumaki, like the bad guy is literally a shape, not like a specific shape. It's the concept of a shape. It's spirals. Yeah,
like Naruto.
So like that's where he gets the name. Uzumaki means spiral in Japanese. So yeah.
I thought that was a Naruto light novel when I first saw it, because every time I see Uzumaki, I'm like, oh, that's Naruto. That's Naruto. Easy. I'm like, I'm not gonna get that because there's no Naruto on the front, but yeah, that's what I thought it was growing up. Not growing up, but like when I first got into manga, I'm like, oh, that's Naruto.
Yeah, not me.
So, how did you first get into Junji Ito? Did you watch did you watch the anime, or like was it recommended to you, or what?
No, I watched the anime later on, and it honestly wasn't any good.
That's what I've heard.
But
yeah, it's not.
Yeah, for real. So I got into Junji Ito. One of the ways I got like really into manga was after I started collecting like a couple series. I started going on like the manga collector subreddit and just looking at people's collections. And then I saw Uzumaki pop up like so much. So I just like I bought like the big series that I would see in everybody's collections. So I saw Berserk, I saw Monster, I saw Goodnight Pun Pun.
Okay.
And what is it? What? Yeah, this one. So I just got them all.
Okay, you got the essentials, the manga collector essentials. Okay, I feel it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The essentials. But I mean, I think the essentials have changed since like when I started collecting, and that was only a couple years ago.
What do you think the essentials are now?
Well, like Chainsaw Man wasn't even out when I started collecting, and I feel like Chainsaw Man's like, yeah, everyone knows what Chainsaw Man is. I think there's a lot of shonen out now that are probably like manga collecting essentials.
Like Chainsaw Man, JJK.
Well, yeah.
I would think since it looks good on a shelf, the Fullmetal Alchemist hardcovers are probably an essential now.
Yeah, that
I feel like everyone has
I have,
those.
I have to get through those. I have those, but I haven't gotten through them yet.
And you haven't watched the anime at all.
I started the anime actually, but they took it off. This was like a bunch of years ago. They took it off Netflix, and so I never cared to finish it. And then when they put it back on Netflix, I like forgot where I was, and so I never finished it.
Okay.
That's Brotherhood, by the way, not the original.
Yeah, that's why I assume that. That's bad for me to assume, but I assume that. So you have Junji Ito, Berserk, One Punch Man. Wait, Junji Ito, Berserk, One Punch Man. Man. Who?
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. What's your last one?
Oh, I don't even know, dude.
Oh, you're good then. You're good if you don't have one.
I can put some honorable mentions, and then you can just kind of like. So like I think I really like Komi Can't Communicate. I like Prison School. Chainsaw Man. Those are the first ones that come to mind. But like I don't know which one I would put in that spot, if that makes sense.
Would you put none of them in that spot and probably another series that's not coming to your mind right now?
Possibly. Not JoJo's or Dragon Ball, but like maybe.
I mean,
definitely not those.
I'd be cool if you put those two at number 5 if you wanted to. You know, I'm just saying, speaking for the future. But
okay, I appreciate that, but yeah, probably not.
Okay, yeah. Let me see how to control alt delete you in real life. But
I can delete System 32 for you.
Wow. Wow. Wow, you're running on Windows X64 right now. But
X64.
That's how I say it. It's either X32 or X64. I don't know.
Oh yeah, 64-bit Windows. Let's go.
So are you caught up with Berserk or no?
No. You know what? I've read the Golden Age arc, but I think I did not read the very end. I think I got spoiled it. But I was waiting for the deluxe editions to come out. And so I think I read up until like I think because it's like 3 volumes per deluxe edition volume, I read up until like the last one or something like that. So I don't think I finished the Golden Age arc, but I got it all spoiled for me. But I want to revisit it really soon because that was like such an amazing manga experience.
I agree because my first time getting into Berserk was last year or the year before. Usually the last year or the year before when I got into Berserk, and I really enjoyed it. I'm an arc after you. I finished that arc out. It's pretty good, so I could see that. You have One Punch Man. Now I gotta ask you about the One Punch Man being in the top 5 because I have to ask because did you watch the anime at all for that?
Yeah. All the anime, and I'm caught up with the manga as well, like the latest chapter. Like, I think it just came out like yesterday or something.
I probably haven't read the like latest 3 to 4 chapters. Last chapter I saw was when Goro was basically emitting.
Oh, spoilers! Is that okay?
Well, that's why I was about to tiptoe around it. He was emitting, and he was just that powerful that he was emitting like that. You get what I'm saying, or no?
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, when he looked cool, I'll say that when Goro looked cool, and you got that cool color page or whatever. Or basically like when Saitama went Bloodlust or whatever. I guess that's the term that they termed it online.
Ooh, okay,
that's as far as I read up to. I'll say that way. Okay. So I gotta ask, how was your transition from kind of getting this episodic? Because I don't know if this is your first time going through a series like this where it kind of feels episodic at the beginning, then it turns into like not a serious narrative, but it actually has a ongoing plot. Like, how was that transition for you in One Punch Man? Because to me, it was a bit jarring, which is one reason why I didn't like season 2 like that.
I think it was a good transition because I mean, like, yeah, One Punch Man didn't seem like that, but once Boros came around, it was very it felt like there was a story. You know what I mean? In the season 1, and I feel like obviously the next part is way longer, like the next arc. But I mean, it's jarring, I guess, because of the size of the arc. Like the whole Boros arc was only a couple episodes. So yeah, it was jarring, but I mean, I still appreciated it. I'm looking forward to see like what the next part is, because I'm not caught up with the webcomic, but I hear it gets crazy.
I'm not. I don't read the webcomic because I already know that art is not good looking. Do you like Mob Psycho?
Oh yeah, yeah, I do like Mob Psycho.
Okay, I was assuming if you like One Punch Man, you like Mob Psycho. Because I was one of those people that used to hate on Mob Psycho before I even looked at it. I just saw the art and I was like, nope, never gonna check that out. Watch the anime. I'm like, wow, Mob Psycho really is better than One Punch Man. What have I been doing with my life?
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, back
it's a valid
then,
opinion.
because season
Okay,
1 and
okay,
2
okay.
of Mob Psycho compared to season 1 and 2 of One Punch Man, oh, Mob Psycho was clearing it. In terms of like, if I'm
Okay.
going for like the plot and the character of Mob,
Well,
I'll say
anime
that.
only, sure, I'd say. I mean, One Punch Man season 1 is amazing, but
Yeah.
even One Punch Man season 2.
See, I thought season 1 was good. I think to me the fall off for me was when they established the Hero Association in season 1. Because the
Really?
episodic nature, because I felt like at that point it's like that was the shift from Saitama being the main character to a bit more of a focus on Genos and the problems in the Hero Association having on these villains that are coming. And Saitama became that, I don't want to say MacGuffin, but he became the ace in the hole where, oh, this one thing is happening, let me just punch it. And I'm just like, oh, I hope that's not it the whole time. I like the more comedic route that they was going at the beginning of season 1. That's why. That's what I think. It's
Yeah,
not bad
that's
overall.
fair.
In
I
retrospect,
mean,
it's not
it's-
bad. In retrospect.
That's fair. That's fair. Because I mean, I think it does a really good job of balancing the, like sometimes it's serious and it's like it's an action. What do you call it? An action shonen series,
Mhm.
like Dragon Ball Z or something. But then sometimes it just goes the comedic route, and I think One Punch Man is like the perfect balance of it because I really like both of those genres, I guess. And
Mhm.
so yeah, One Punch Man to me is like the perfect balance of that. Well, I won't say perfect because
I know what you mean.
such a thing. Yeah, but
Nah, I put perfect on things. So I'll say something's perfect real quick. That's because if we on a scale of 1 to 10, something's got to be a 10. We got to give something a 10. Saying nothing is a 10 is just insane to me.
yeah, you can have some unperfect tens.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't like to say that though. That just sounds like a backhanded compliment. Yeah, you're an unperfect 10. What? I don't know how to take that.
Well, nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah, because like the way I do my 10s is like how I experienced and felt with the series. But my 10s would be completely different from like anyone's other's 10. I feel like your experience goes a lot with what you deem as a 10. Because you could be like, oh, I love Vagabond, and there's like nothing really special about it. But it's like, hey, I had the experience and I enjoyed it, and that's why I liked it. That's why I like my number one is probably won't ever change. It's The Promised Neverland because of the connection I had with it.
Oh, I thought you cut out.
That's
It
fair.
sounded like you cut out.
I thought he cut out too. That's fair
Okay.
though.
I will tell you one of my 10s that I have. And I got flack for this a bit. Well, I only got flack from one person. I think Dragon Ball's a 10 for what it is. For what it is, it's a 10. Cause I'm like, all right, it did to me. It does that perfect, like you said, that perfect transition from comedy to action series. And I'm like, it just felt so seamless. What Toriyama goes for, I feel like he executes really well. Are there things that could have been done better? Of course, but I can do that with any series. Like I said, I got to put something that's a 10. Dragon Ball, I put as like an 8. I mean, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, I put as an 8. Dragon Ball, I put as a 10. Because I'm like, okay, Dragon Ball 10 talk about in perfect 10. Oh no, that's crazy, Cass. No, that's crazy. For what it is 10, and what it is trash. Oh no, see,
So
that's
you
crazy.
prefer the first part of the series?
No,
Yeah.
I see. That's the funny part. To me, my quote unquote reviewer rating is different from what I actually is different from my attachment with a series. Like Dragon Ball Z is my favorite.
What?
I know. Okay, so wait. Do you feel like you can have a favorite series, but also have a series that you deem as the best series and is better than your favorite? That sounded like a mouthful. Let me know if you actually understood that or not.
I understand. I'm just trying to process it. Like,
What's your favorite manga of all time?
probably One Punch.
Do you think it's the best manga? Like, generally speaking, do you think it's the best manga you've ever read? How about that?
No.
That's what I'm kind of saying. I would say if how you read Berserk, and I know that you go into both those series for two different things, but the feeling you get from Berserk and the feeling you get from One Punch Man, I'm pretty sure you would read One Punch Man over again over Berserk.
Okay. I kind of see what you're saying, and I guess if you go into series for different things, and so for what it is, Comey can't communicate could possibly be a 10 for a romance series, but maybe personally, I don't like romance, and so I prefer shonen, and so then a shonen would be my top 10 and not. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's an argument we've had on stream before. So I think Dragon Ball overall is consistently better than Dragon Ball Z. But I love Dragon Ball Z because it to me it gives me everything I want in a series.
To clarify, I'm not calling Komi a 10. I would just use that as an example. I see chat going crazy.
Cass said, "Nah, loan me a 2 out of 10 because of the latest arc." Cass, Cass, stop the Komi slander. I'm tired of it. Sam said, "Komi a 10, bruh." Sam, he was using it as an example. Honestly, he thinks Dragon Ball Z is a 10.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Komi Can't Communicate, but I literally just like looked and saw Komi Can't Communicate, and I used that as an example.
Oh, I definitely understand because when I look at for a manga in the back, I'm just picking the fastest one I could get. So I completely understand. Right. So yeah,
I'm actually looking at your collection on stream.
Okay. Wait, can you see the Komi?
I don't know. Well, I saw something that looked like Komi. I'm comparing it to mine.
Okay, cool. So yeah, to me, I like Dragon Ball Z more than Dragon Ball. But to me, Dragon Ball, if I'm splitting it up in the American way, yeah, it's better. I feel like it's better. Like if I were to give someone like, oh, this, I feel like everything is a bit more consistent in Dragon Ball than it is Z. I'll say that.
That's fair. It's
because
it's more consistent.
To me, well, the reason I said that is like, to me, there's a lot of the things that happen in Dragon Ball. It makes sense for what Dragon Ball goes for compared to Dragon Ball Z. And I was heavily critical on the Blue arc, even though it was the worst arc review out of that series that I did. I think that the Blue arc is literally pointless. And to me, if there's a whole arc like that in a series, I'm like, yeah, come on. I mean, there's also some stuff where, you know, a lot of the cast falls off, where the main cast in Dragon Ball Z, you mostly dealing with Piccolo, Vegeta, Goku. Krillin is like, you know, kind of like the brains of the operation, or the courageous grunt worker. But with Dragon Ball, to me, it shares more the limelight with a lot of the characters. You see Goku lose a good amount. You see the main character lose a good amount. He doesn't always win. Everything doesn't come to him. Where with Dragon Ball Z, like I was saying, a lot of things kind of...